Chair, please. State your name for the court, please spell it.
Usher, USHER, Raymond, RAYMOND, Romanova, IV, 4.
Can you tell me where you were on Monday afternoon when you lost yourself in the accident?
On the after, I was making a comment on that to my knowledge, she had been inside and outside monitoring Usher to see, whether he was making progress, and she has, I understand she was speaking to 911 and they were asking of his condition, as well as the fact that she was monitoring if the ambulance had showed up.
We agree that she was yelling at other
Let's
people.
go on.
Did you ever inform Ms. Raymond that the nanny's not working anymore?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
When was that?
On several occasions. Just actually most recently in the hospital.
That was in person.
It was in person.
Okay, how about before this incident?
Before this incident, we had had conversations on therapy about nannies or care, and also we had had conversations about who was caring for the children, and she assumed that the nanny would pick the children up, and I had informed her that Andrea was basically doing the pickups at the time, and that nannies were not actively working.
And was that done by email or telephone?
It was done in person and also by home.
Now, going forward, you have plans to go to Panama film review, is that right?
Pretty far afield, Your Honor, from the current versus.
Just the
Stay in the
emergency.
emergency situation, unless
And just like in response, I think the emergency is going to be caring for the children in the next however many days if he's going to be leaving the country.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, can you tell me what your schedule is like for the remainder of August as far as the day and plan?
For the remainder of August, to be yes.
And how often do you update Ms. Raymond on your schedule, your whereabouts, your travel?
I don't update Mrs. Raymond on my schedule, but I update her on the schedule of the children as it is mandatory that I do so. On a weekly basis, every Sunday, I send her a weekly activities or communications email. There's a subject titled weekly activities, notifying her of any doctor's visits, anything that I plan to do with the kids, and going to school, heading over summer camp, any information is pertinent to their activities and where they will be. In the event that I'm traveling out of state, which I haven't, other than one occasion, I took them to New York City. At the bottom of every weekend activity update, and subject title weekly activity, I put the hotel information as well as the alias that we booked on your account. And as well as the fact that I make her aware that she can contact the children at any moment, my cell phone or either any of the people who will be there with them at the time. That being my mother, Maria, or either the names.
And the emails that you reference, those are you telling Ms. Raymond what decisions you make for the children, is that right?
We're doing my parents, Rose Gruey, and Andrea, who is actually currently on leave because she has a torn rectum and has been out on leave.
When was the last time she actually worked in the home?
It's been about, I'd say about 2 months.
About the beginning of summer.
Yes.
Did you have any discussions with Aunt Raina or anyone else about what the plan would be if there was an emergency?
If there's an emergency in the pool, if there's an emergency outside of the pool, Yes. The first thing that she used to do is contact myself or dial 911 if it's an extreme emergency.
Where's the closest phone to the home now?
The closest phone, well, let me state this. Everyone that is around the children has a cell phone that's on their person, or either there is a phone in every room in the house.
Okay. Did Aunt Brenda tell you why she didn't have a cell phone with her?
I never asked her if she had a cell phone with her. I know that she has a cell phone because I contact her with it. She speaks with me frequently throughout the day whenever there's times when I'm not able to be there with the children due to my working. She's giving me an update through text or either calling.
Okay. And when she called you, do you remember if it was from the home phone or from the cell phone?
I do not remember. This has been an odd whirlwind. I actually have not returned a lot of calls at all. I have not went through or verified exact times of Rena calling or anyone calling.
Did you hear her testify earlier that she did not have a cell phone with her?
Yes, I did. Well, you didn't ask her in your testimony if she had it on the person. You said if she had it around her. I think that if it wasn't in her pocket, it may have been on the table which she sits at. This is a chair that she sits at the table there, or it could have potentially been, I was making the call, I know that she, to my knowledge, she had been inside and outside monitoring Usher to see whether he was making progress, and she has, I understand she was speaking to 911, they were asking of his condition, as well as the fact that she was monitoring if the ambulance had showed up.
We agree that she was yelling at other
Let's
people.
go on.
Did you ever inform Ms. Raymond of the nannies that work for you anymore?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
When was that?
On several occasions. Just actually most recently in the hospital.
That was in person?
It was in person.
Okay, how about before this incident?
Before this incident, we had a conversation with therapy about nannies or care, and also we had conversations about who was caring for the children, and she assumed that the nanny would pick the children up, and I had informed her that Andrea was basically doing the pickups at the time, and that nannies were not actively working.
And was that done by email or phone?
It was done in person and also by phone.
Now, going forward, you have plans to obtain a film review, is that right?
Pretty far afield, Your Honor, from the current versus.
Just
Say an emergency situation, unless
And just like respond, I think the emergency is going to be caring for the children in the next however many days if he's going to be leaving the country.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, can you tell me what your schedule is like for the remainder of August as far as the day and plan?
For the remainder of August, to the yes.
And how often do you update Ms. Raymond on your schedule, your whereabouts, your travel plans?
I don't update Mrs. Raymond on my schedule, but I update her on the schedule of the children as it is mandatory that I do so. On a weekly basis, every Sunday, I send her a weekly activities or communications email. There's a subject titled weekly activities, notifying her of any doctor's visits, anything that I plan to do with the kids, and going to school, having over summer camp. Any information is pertinent to their activities or what they can do. And if they I'm traveling out of state, which I haven't, other than one occasion, I took them to New York City at the bottom of every weekend activity update. I think we started the title of weekly activity. I put the hotel information as well as the alias that we booked under the hotel. And as well as the fact that I make her aware that she can contact the children at any moment, my cell phone or either any other people who will be there with them. That being my mother, my ring, or either